Hey, Christy Mattoon here from Mind Rewire. I just wanted to get on for a few seconds once again and talk to you actually about willpower, because it's come up quite a few times actually in the last few days. And I'm just going to show you what I'm working on so you know why I'm out of breath. But I thought I'd take a break to stop and do this. So hopefully you can see my mess over there. I'm working on a garden. Got all my little plants. I got to get them in the ground. We're up in the top of Utah in the mountains, and so it's a little bit late here by most people's standards as far as putting in a garden goes, but you can only do so much in the period of time you've got, so that's what I'm doing. Willpower. Let's talk about this idea for a second. I want to suggest that if you are trying to willpower yourself through anything, you're out of alignment. You're not in coherence in your brain or in your heart. And if you can come into alignment, if you can come into that coherence throughout your system, willpower kind of goes away. And what I'm talking about is when you have a desire, you have something you want to do, and you know consciously you want to do it, but you just can't quite get it there. Diets are like the #1 example of this. I want to do a diet, I want to lose a few pounds, and it might be more than a few pounds. You could be losing weight to save your life kind of idea, which is where I was years ago. And you know you need to, so you start the diet, but then you never finish it for whatever reason. You just can't get through it. And so you try and willpower your way through it, right? Which actually causes more stress in your system. Anytime you have to willpower anything, you're causing more stress inside your body. You're causing adrenal fatigue if you're already there in that. You are causing cortisol to release. You're just causing more stress. And if you're putting that on top of stress, it's subconscious stress from having done that before, and you've already taught yourself that it's not going to work, you're fighting against fight, right? So here's what I tell people. Instead of trying to willpower their way through it, and what the question actually was is if this has to be done on willpower, and what she meant was that if it has to be done repetitively, she has to stay after it. She has to keep working the system. In manifesting, in protocols, like name your protocol, pick your favorite thing. Even Mind Rewire. You have to do the thing and do the thing and do the thing. And it's not willpower at that point, because in Mind Rewire, we're submitting the idea into your subconscious mind. So it's almost like you're just exercising that part of you that's already there, you've built into the system, and you're expanding it and making it grow. Willpower is when it's a conscious effort. You don't have it in the subconscious. Maybe you don't even quite get the idea of it, right? It's just not making a whole ton of sense to you, but you know you need to do it. And you're just fighting to get it done. And you're just fighting against yourself. Out of alignment, in alignment would be, it's in your subconscious in some degree. You've started creating a neural loop to it, a neural pathway. And it gets a little bit easier to do and a little bit easier to do every time you go back to do it. So people will tell me, but if it's in my subconscious, I should just do it automatically. If we just stick that thing in my subconscious mind, it's just going to be there and it's going to start happening. You know, sometimes, and that would be the miracle answer, and that does happen for some people. The honest answer is we are physical, we are human beings, there is a process. And the process, as far as the neural loops go, as the neural pathways go, is that they have to grow. You have to build them. Every time you think the thought, the protein and the neuron come together, and they build a leg of that neural loop. And you have to practice it. And they're like, but if you stuck it in my subconscious mind, or if I stuck it in my subconscious mind, shouldn't it just be there? It is there. You have to grow it. You have to go after it. You have to keep it up. And it happened no different when you were younger. Something got stuck in your subconscious mind. I just noticed my dirty fingernails. I apologize for that. Remember, I'm playing in dirt. Something got stuck in your subconscious mind, right? You were given ideas. You were modeling your parents. You know, a tragedy happened. Something happened to you. You watched something happen, whatever the thing was. And in that moment, you got a hit of chemicals. Between ages of 0 and 7, we have that little magical brain going on where it's in theta all the time. And if you're in that place, if you were in that place and that thing happened, you started creating pathways really quickly to it because it's all you knew. You didn't have a different suggestion. You didn't have somebody to say, hey, maybe think about this differently. Now as an adult, you do have that to go to. And so once you start building that new neuroplastic to the idea, you have to grow it out just like you did when you were a kid, because you practiced it over and over and over as a kid because you didn't know anything else. Does that make sense? So as an adult, and here's how some of the miracles happen for people, is they'll get the thing done, right? Whatever protocol you use, you feel it, you get super excited about it, you own it, and you keep walking it out. You keep walking it out. And when that happens, that's when that neural loop starts growing, because you keep thinking the thought, you keep doing the thing, you keep engaging with it, you keep falling in love with your life over and over again. Yeah? If you don't do that, you feel it and you're just sitting there like, so you got an edge of doubt in there somewhere, maybe a little bit of self-sabotage left in there somewhere, and you're sitting there thinking, this feels really good, but 3 days, maybe 3 weeks down the road, maybe even 3 months down the road, you're like back in your thing again, because you were just expecting that feeling, expecting that thing to keep up, but you never did anything to exercise it. You never did anything to grow it. Does that make sense? So what we want to do is we want to have the idea into the subconscious mind and then grow with it. Keep growing with it. It's going to keep changing. It's going to keep altering. It's going to get more wonderful and more wonderful. And I'm telling you, no matter the protocol you use, if you get the thing, if you get that big feeling, right, and it's just wonderful and amazing, hang in there with it. Keep practicing it. Keep going back to it. Keep thinking how amazing it is. And as if it's finished, right, in that moment, you're manifesting. That is manifestation at its finest. You don't have to sit down every day and plan like a 30-minute or 2-hour session to meditate and manifest. You really don't. Stay in that good feeling. Be in the wonderful outdoors. Get excited for your life. And in those moments, think about how amazing everything is. You've already put your idea of what you want out into the universe, probably over and over and over again. Get excited about life and just see what starts to happen. That's manifestation at its finest, when it just happens naturally around you and for you, right? You want to guide it, sit down and do it intentionally, because you can do that too. It's kind of cool how this all really works. So free will is not what it sounds like, right? Free will is a whole different idea. And if you have to willpower your thing to get your free will, that's a hard shuffle. That kind of sucks. So, maybe try and stop with the willpowering something. Find a really good feeling to it, and then focus on that good feeling and focus on what you are doing, the motivation forward. Don't focus on how the struggle is. Don't focus on the problem with it. Don't focus on how yucky it is and how much unfun it is. Focus on find something good about it and focus into that. And then hang on to that focus and hang on to that feeling, because it's going to keep getting better and better. All right, I got rain clouds coming. I got to hit this under the sunshine, so I'm going to keep going, get my dirt garden finished up here, whatever I'm putting in this. It's a lot of tomatoes, actually, is what it is. Cucumbers, zucchini. You'll see more later. All right, blessings and peace. Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm glad to have you on my channel.